Thank you all for coming out. I can't believe some people picked Joey Burrow and the Bengals over Cam and I and our guys and girls. What is that all about? Boy, it's a serious crowd here, huh? Sorry, guys, it's basketball season. We can have a little fun. All right, it's really not that serious. It's just basketball. All right, but we are excited for the season to get started, and I'm really looking forward to it from a coaching perspective because of the group that we have. It's the first time in my 4 years here that we've returned several guys that have played significant minutes, and we feel like we have an idea of what we're working with heading into the season. Our first year, obviously, we inherited, 3 terrific players, but spent the year with injuries and some different things trying to figure it out, and we're fortunate to win a championship. But this is the first time we've had guys that have played a lot for us, returning, and I think they understand the expectations, and we know what to expect from them, and so that's been really exciting, a lot of fun to work with in the preseason, and we've got a really challenging schedule. It's one of those things you're excited about when you put it together, and you're like, yeah, man, let's go play those teams, and then now you're getting close to the season, you're looking at it, and you're like, man, why do we schedule like that, right? But we're excited about the challenges, including a couple of really good home games, and so our guys have been terrific in the preseason, working really hard, led by our returning guys who I think understand the expectations at Northern Kentucky and what we play for here. And so we're really excited about the opportunity to get going and actually play some games. I know our players are really excited to have the opportunity to play against somebody besides themselves here real soon.
Schedule questions for Darrin. Having a couple of big games in this building early, does that kind of change the guys, the way they think approaching the season, knowing that you guys?
Yeah, I don't know if it's changed their approach, but it's changed mine. Just understanding the challenges that we have. I mean, Kent State's, by the people that matter, the coaches. No disrespect to all the people in the room. Pick Kent State number one. They returned the reigning player of the year and all defensive member, 4 starters from a team that, short of a social media incident, probably would have won the MAC championship last year and played in the NCAA tournament. Very physical team, and we wanted to test ourselves. We want games like that, and our guys, most importantly, our guys want to play in games like that. And then, obviously with Cincinnati coming in here out of the American, big and athletic, and real challenge as well, and so. I think it has put a little bit more urgency in our preseason preparation, just because we know the early challenges that we have, and not just those 2 games at home. Then we go to a neutral site tournament with some really quality programs in it as well the week of Thanksgiving, and so. It's a challenging schedule. On paper, the hardest that Northern Kentucky's ever played, and we're looking forward to the challenge. I have not been to Pullman. I've been to a lot of places. I'm my 25th year in college basketball, and I've been to a bunch of them. I have not been to Pullman. The way we got that, quite honestly, is we couldn't get anybody else in a Power 5 conference to play. We want to play in those games. Those are games that our guys want to play in for a variety of reasons. We want them, multiple ones, even if we can. And we literally, I should maybe defer to Eric Hout, who handles our scheduling. I think of all the people that said they had games, we communicated with every Power 5 that said they had games available, and nobody would take it. In fact, Washington State, if I'm not mistaken, Eric wouldn't take it early on either, right? And then came back later and took it. College basketball scheduling has really changed, where it used to be about the RPI, and now it's about the net. The net does not give value for quality of opponent the way RPI did. So used to, if you were a Power 5 team, you'd play Northern Kentucky, who's going to hopefully finish near the top of their league, win 20-plus games, and even if they weren't rated really high, you got a little bit of boost for playing them, right? Well, with the net, everything is sectioned by quadrants, and at the end of the year, all the NCAA tournament is caring about with seedings and bids is what quadrant were they in and how many of them did you play and what was your record. Because where the Horizon League was last year, no matter how good you are, you're going to be in quad 4. So all these analytics companies have told the Power 5 schools, if you're going to play quad 4, play the very worst quad 4 you can play as opposed to the best one that you can play, which is what it used to be. So when I don't know when they got told that, but it was sometime around the spring when we were trying to schedule people, and we literally had people tell us we're not going to play you like ever. So we're excited about the challenge, but we're not excited about the travel. In the middle of the week out to Washington State. But they're a really well-coached team, picked in the top half of the Pac-12, and one that, will give us an opportunity to get a road game against a quality opponent. Sorry for the long-winded scheduling education, but it's becoming a major issue at our level to find those games.
Darrin, just talk in general about how your team has handled losing the Wright State at the buzzer during the season last year, and how that has driven them now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the general answer would be not very well. It was a group that played extremely well down the stretch. Really came together. I think maybe 15-3, even counting that loss in the championship down the stretch, and. It was a group that competed at a high level and short of about a 4 to 6 minute stretch, played great basketball in tournament action, which is what we want to do. And so I think it's been a huge motivator for the guys that are returning to have been in that situation, to kind of have that taste in their mouth, so to speak. In terms of how we worked this summer and how we prepared going into the season, and hopefully more than anything, a learning experience, right, on the things that it takes to win a championship and the thin line that there is between getting the job done and not getting it done. And again, in terms of an effort and competitive character standpoint, outstanding. But, there's some basketball things that we can continue to improve on and grow in. And so I think it's been a positive in terms of how it's impacted our guys in their preparation for this season.
You mentioned that to them in practice. Do you ever talk about Wright State?
I don't really understand the obsession with Wright State. No, that was the championship game. It has come up on occasion that, hey, big games against anybody can be decided by a handful of possessions. The way we chart some things, 2 or 3 possessions on offense, 2 or 3 possessions on defense, can really turn the tide with things. And so, that's talked about a lot because we want to be a great basketball team. But I've got a ton of respect for Scott and his program, but our standard is not Wright State. That's not really what we're trying to do.
Darrin, talk about some of the new players you have this year and what impact they may have on your team.
Yeah, I think the two that stand out, that as you saw on Monday night in terms of immediate impact, are probably Xavier, at the point guard spot. He's a fifth-year guy. All of our seniors are. It's his first year with us, but it's his 5th year playing college basketball. Brings a tremendous element of speed and athleticism at the position, which we haven't had since I've been here. So that's a little bit different dynamic. He's a guy that can really go make plays on both ends of the floor. And I think the exciting thing is, he's going to continue to get better and better and improve as he already has in a very short time. And then the other one would be, Emmanuel inside. It's a redshirt freshman, just, a size and athleticism at that spot that, we haven't had in our time here. And, long way to go basketball-wise, like really long way to go basketball-wise, but tremendous competitive character, really works hard and wants to be good. And I think you're going to see him continue to get better and make huge strides as he gains experience playing in live action.
Darrin, it seemed like you guys overwhelmed Tiffin with your physicality and your conditioning overall. Can you talk about some of the work you guys have put in the offseason, your strength and conditioning program?
Yeah, one of the cornerstones of our program, Rick, is player development. And we tell our guys all the time, if you're counting on us winning because you've got the smarter coach, we're in trouble, guys. But the one thing that we are going to do is you're going to get better if you play here. And we feel like we do a good job of that. And a big part of that is improving their bodies physically. And, we're one of the few programs that are non-Power 5 in the country that have a committed strength coach that only works with their program. Tyler Janota has done a phenomenal job with our guys. You can see the change in their bodies, whether it's Emmanuel gaining 30 pounds in a redshirt year, or how Sam Vincent and Trey Robinson looks this year, stepping out onto the floor because of the work they put in the offseason. And, there's the tangible physical component of that improvement, right? You're just stronger. But there's also a mental component that goes with that, and an injury prevention that we believe very strongly in. That's huge. And so we've made great strides physically, in large part because of our commitment to that. And our players have put in the work and done an outstanding job. And Tyler Janota is fantastic, as good as there is in college basketball. Thank you all for coming. Spread the word. A couple of big games early on. I think both for Cam's group and ours. These kids work their tails off. They're phenomenal kids. Again, Cam, thanks for pointing out exactly how long I've been at it, reiterating it. But I've been doing this a long time. It's, combined two groups of phenomenal young people that really represent our university well and can play a little basketball too. And so they deserve all the support they can get. So spread the word, and let's come out and Norse up.
Thank you, guys.